What's up, Ace? My name is Jordan May and I am your video contest coordinator. Now, like all of you, I recently learned that in the interest of the health and safety of all of our members, this year's Pennsylvania convention has been postponed to 2021. Now, while it is a huge win for my bank account, the loss of Coaster Con is understandably going to put a very large hole in some people's hearts. Except, of course, those of you who feel that our shared lockdown experience has been very much like Coaster Con, particularly those of you who have become isolated from the outside world and gained a ton of weight. But with Coaster Con gone, many of you were probably expecting the demise of this year's video contest, but you were wrong. I'm coming to you today from Ace's professional recording studio. Just kidding, we didn't even have one of those before there was a pandemic. To introduce to you the first ever Coaster Con video contest. Okay, here's how it works. During Coaster Con week, or what would have been Coaster Con week, we're going to run an all-virtual, all-electronic submission video contest. Now, if you're looking for the details of how that contest is going to work, this isn't the video for you. That will come later. Today, I'm talking to you, videographers. Given the circumstances, a couple things are going to be different this year. First of all videos will need to be submitted electronically. So you're going to want to send your Google Drive, Dropbox, or email attachments to jmay@aceonline.org. Oh yeah, our usernames are really creative, by the way. But hey, it could be worse. At least I'm not Daltman or Blinkenheimer. In addition, you'll need to remember to include your name and ACE member number in the text of the email you send me so that we know who submitted each entry. All the other rules are the same as if the video contest had happened in person, but if, like me, you hate reading, we'll go over a few of them right now. Each official Coaster Con video contest entry must be between 1 and 5 minutes long, not counting the 3 to 5 second title card that you need to place identifying only the title and category at the start and end of the video. No video can identify its creator in any way, and they must be suitable for viewing by all ages. As a reminder, this is the last year the 5-minute maximum will stay in place. As of next year, Coaster Con 2021, the maximum length of videos is 4 minutes. We're doing this for a number of reasons. First of all, to encourage participation in the contest at a more accessible level. And second of all, because I've never seen a video in this contest, my own work included, that was 5 minutes long and couldn't have been edited down in some way. But hey, if you don't agree with me, you still have this year to prove me wrong. Good luck. There's one more rule we have to talk about, the golden rule, if you will, and I'm phrasing this in very specific language. The majority of each official entry must be focused on or around one or more past, present, or future real-world roller coasters. What? As an example of this rule, Volcano the Blast Coaster at King's Dominion is an acceptable topic because it is now a past... Oh, and by the way, can we just talk for a second about how Volcano the Blast Coaster was the most immersive, best-themed ride in the history of the industry? I mean, come on. It followed the life cycle of an actual volcano. Fiery intermittence, extended dormancy, unceremonious death. As another example of this rule, Steel Vengeance is an acceptable topic because it is a currently operating real-world roller coaster, or it would be. The coasters of Universal's Epic Universe are an acceptable topic because they are planned future real-world roller coasters. The Orlando Polar Coaster is a gray area because nobody knows if that shit's going to happen, and Larson loops are not allowed because, as we all know, they are not roller coasters. Wait a minute. You know what they say? Desperate times call for desperate measures. This year, and this year only, Larson loops are legal. That's right. If you have an artistic masterpiece, a cinematic gem of a video about Larson's lineup of looping flat rides, now is the time. I'll allow it, but they're still not coasters. Hey, Ace Executive Committee, if you're watching, I get it. You might not like where I'm going with this. That's okay. We can talk about it. Why don't you just come on up to Canada and... Wait. You can't! By the way, while we're talking about real-world roller coasters, it is my sad duty to inform you that although they can be used for additional imagery, theme park simulators and video games like No Limits 2 or Planet Coaster aren't really the focus of this contest. Sadly, even the greatest theme park sim of a generation has no place here. That said, if a No Limits 2 Planet Coaster kind of contest is something you think would be fun, Ace is looking for suggestions for this year's virtual Coaster Con. If you have an idea about that, or another good idea, drop us a line. The video contest has two categories you can submit to, documentary and general. The documentary category is pretty much what it sounds like. It's for very serious educational or historical works only. The general category is for anything that's not documentary. This is the place for your roller coaster themed soap operas or your singing videos, which this year I will be watching at home with my digital tuner. While you can choose which category to submit to, I have final say over category assignment. So if you try and sneak your dank memes into my documentary category, I'm going to reassign you. That's pretty much the basics, but there are a few more things I want to cover. For instance, while joking around in good nature is fine, this is not the place to air any grievances you feel you might have with parks, individuals, manufacturers, or anybody like that. I know we're not going to have a problem here, because if there's one thing coaster enthusiasts are known for, it's how reasonable they are. Also, if I can give you a word of advice, remember to submit your video well before the deadline if you can. That deadline, by the way, will be Friday, June 12th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll want to submit early because I'm actually able to give you feedback as far as whether or not your video will be acceptable under the contest rules. If it's not, you'll still have a chance to make changes. And you don't want to find out the night before the deadline that the video file you sent me is going to make like lightning rod and fail to open. So there you have it. The 2020 video contest lives on after all. You have a month to make your video if you haven't made it already, and I realize many of you do work in advance. Of course, if you're only making your video now as the parks are either not open or just reopening, please remember to adhere to all local public health guidance for wherever you live. Things might be crazy, but the video contest is just as accessible as always, so it's time to get to work, and we'll see you at Ace's Virtual Coaster Con this June.